All right, third week is complete. 21 days of 50 are done. I'm in a new Airbnb. The videos are probably very out of order. I haven't published them yet, but the last 2 days I filmed a lot of videos while I was just hanging around the horse tournament, following Herbs and Rye. So I had some time and I just had some nice scenery, so I filmed a lot one day, and then the other day I was between Airbnbs and watched the horse tournament till almost midnight. And so there's a ton of footage. You've probably seen some of it. I don't know, some, maybe like 3/4, I don't know, maybe like half. But I filmed a lot in the last 2 days. I don't know how much you've seen because it's not going to go straight in order. But I'm telling you this because this video, I'm like pretty tired of filming, and I have a ton of editing to do between now and when I go to sleep. So don't have a ton planned to say right now, but today was the 21st day. It was fairly slow. That's the thing with no limit tournaments at 11 a.m. They could start slow. There could be a ton of late registration, and there's just so many all-ins. So like, you don't need a ton of tables. You probably don't need a ton of dealers. People go all in, they lose. You know, someone late registers, takes that seat. You don't really need to open up more tables. There was a PLO 8 / Big O tournament at 4, 755 right now. I think that got a ton. I wasn't even in the tournament area for most of the day, but I heard there were no day ones of any mixed game tournaments anywhere in town today. I think the World Series had a day 2 of some non-Hold'em tournament, and that was it. So like, if someone wanted to play something besides Hold'em, Orleans was pretty much the place to be at 4 o'clock. So those are not my favorite games. Split pot games and calculating pot and reading Omaha low hands. I didn't have to deal it. I dealt a little of the no limit tournament, and then they moved me to the cash side. I dealt cash. I had one string that was hilarious, how many different games it was. I think I started dealing 8-16 Omaha 8. Then I dealt 2-5 no limit Hold'em. Then I dealt 4-8 limit Hold'em. Then I went to a table that was 15-30. It was Omaha 8, stud 8, down by down. So one dealer deals one game, and then the next half hour, the next dealer deals the other. I was actually hoping I would get to deal stud 8. For one, I'm just better at it, but that's like probably the closest I'll ever get to dealing Raz cash. The low half of stud high low is Raz. I doubt I'll ever get to deal just a straight Raz cash game, and I didn't get to though. The dealer before me dealt stud 8, I dealt Omaha 8, and the dealer after me got to deal stud 8. Cindy Violet was at that table. She doesn't know it, but I stayed at a house of hers once. She was not the host of the Airbnb, but she owned the house, and a friend of hers was like the live-in host / manager. And I stayed there once. And then after that, then I dealt 1-3 no limit. So a mix of games and stakes. And I think I got, there were two strings. I dealt cash for a while. It's funny, I was like, you know, when they have me deal tournaments then go to cash, like the move isn't seamless. Like, I'm dealing a tournament down and I need to wait for the dealer to come off break, you know, go into the table, then that dealer moves to the next table, then that dealer moves to the next table. So when I switch from tournaments to cash, I don't get over to the cash side in an instant. I get there like 5 minutes or so into the down, and then like it's too late to, like, you know, take someone's spot. It's a weird amount of like the timing being a little off. So I got over to the cash side and it was like 5 or 10 minutes into that down. And I guess usually what they would do is just have me like go on like half of a break and then come back, and then I'm in the rotation. But they said some woman who was dealing Omaha 8 was like about to have a heart attack because she just doesn't like dealing that game and like doesn't know how. So I dealt the second half of her down, and then I was in the lineup. And then I dealt like that and like 3 or 4 more, and then break, and then dealt another string, and then that was about it. Um, yeah, you know, I'm thinking of making a video about whether it's better. I mean, it's subjective, but whether it's better to deal cash or tournaments. Because so many people tell me deal cash. I think that's definitely true in the long run. In the short run, I'm not sure, especially when the games are so diverse as they are at Orleans. But I guess that's just a preview, and I will make a video and explain all the facets to that. And as long as this video isn't that long, I will tell you, I've been talking to a few dealers who have 2 positions, because next summer I might go for 2 positions. Orleans is awesome. Definitely keep Orleans as one of them. The WSOP, I know some people who auditioned and were told things that made it sound like they would get tons of days and tons of hours and plenty of cash downs, and it's just not happening in the least. I'm pretty sure, you know, all those people sued because they waited all year to work the WSOP, and then when they actually got the job, they didn't want to do any work. So the people sued because they were working too much. And starting last year, the WSOP was very rarely giving any overtime hours, and it sounds like not even many like full 8-hour days. And I feel like a lot of things, it's not a ton of like anecdotal stories I've been told, but from everything I've been told, it seems like the people running the auditions said things to make people think it was going to return to tons of hours, and it was just a way to make sure people showed up to deal. And now that they're dealing, the story is totally different about how many days and how many hours and what they get to deal. So I don't want anything to do with the WSOP. Someone works at the Win. I've been talking to him. A few people at Orleans are also dealing the MGM series. Need to ask them some questions. I've heard Nugget from players is like a very well-run room with very good supervisors and floor people. I don't know if there's anyone at Orleans also dealing the Nugget series. I mean, there probably is, but no one that I know for a fact. So, already thinking about next year, and if I go 2 positions, what the second position would be. I mean, it's pretty much MGM, Nugget, or Aria, I guess. I'll tell you in another video why I also don't want anything to do with the Win. But I guess that's it for now. Decent length on this video. Nice, well, not nice scenery. I mean, it's okay. Different scenery, new Airbnb. I only one Airbnb change. I'm in this Airbnb until after the end of the Orleans series, so only had to deal with that 1 room change. And I guess that is it for today, day 21. Tomorrow, first day of week number 4. And remember, rice is a spoon food.